What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react to some proof that the United States Trade Representative Jameson Greer really doesn't seem to understand Canadians at all. So, right now, the US and Canada are in negotiations, desperately trying to come to some kind of trade deal, particularly before Donald Trump's new 50% tariffs come into effect against Canada on August 19th, which is tomorrow. Heh, heh, wonderful. But, oh my God. So apparently, that's been really, really hard, these negotiations, mostly due to the attitude of our US trade rep here. So today, I really want to check out this video and see for myself what we're dealing with and see if there's any chance of this whole thing succeeding or a trade deal happening. So let's take a look.
How many more meetings are you going to have with Mr. Greer, with Ambassador Greer?
We'll have as many meetings as it takes to do the work that Canadians expect.
Are you
Canada still no closer to a trade deal as the Canada-U.S. Trade Minister leaves his latest meeting with the U.S. Trade Representative.
Oh, this is the Canadian counterpart. LeBlanc? Is that who it is? He's like the Canadian trade representative. Okay, that's actually good to know. Ends a week of trade talks. How many more meetings is this gonna take? That's not a good statement. That's not as many as it takes. Just the fact that that's like the discussion of like what's going on so far. How many more meetings is this gonna take? I don't know. As many as it takes. It's like, that's not a good sign.
The U.S. Trade Minister leaves his latest meeting with the U.S. Trade Representative. Dominic LeBlanc spending Friday updating provincial ministers and the Prime Minister's Advisory Council on Canada-U.S. economic relations.
And this guy, where is he? This guy, Dominic LeBlanc, geez, I feel bad for this guy. You gotta have the patience of like a saint to have his job. So this is the Canadian whose responsibility is to like go to Washington, like come to the United States and try to talk about trade. My sympathies, genuinely. Because I've done quite a few videos now, like taking a look at like some of the U.S. trade representatives and the U.S. ambassadors, and of course Trump, trying to understand the American trade policy towards Canada. And as an American, it's got me scratching my head and at worst banging my head against the wall. So I can only imagine what this is like for Canadians trying to make any sense of this.
The U.S. Trade Minister leaves his latest meeting with the U.S. Trade Representative. Dominic LeBlanc spending Friday updating provincial ministers and the Prime Minister's Advisory Council on Canada-U.S. economic relations.
Man, the money I would give to get to hear that. I wish they had that. I would love to hear like the Canadian trade representative reporting back to the Canadian government like, this is what the Americans are saying. Like, that would be, I almost wanted to say entertainment, but it's actually sad. Like, it would be entertaining, but this entertainment comes at like an extremely high cost. So it's it's sad that we live in a world where there's so much like drama happening around what should be like an extremely cordial, professional sort of negotiation.
This as U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer is in Iowa ahead of midterm elections.
There are elements of U.S. trade policy that they don't like. Part of that is because they've had completely free access to the U.S. market for many decades.
Oh my word. He didn't say it. He didn't say it. Please tell me it's not true. He did not. Hold on. One more time. Hold on. Hold on.
Term elections.
There are elements of U.S. trade policy that they don't like.
No kidding. For one, there's so much to say already. He said like 16 words, and it's already triggered me. There's elements. Oh my, how can you say this with a straight face? Also, why is he like standing behind a drum? No, it's a tire. Excuse me. He's standing behind giant tires for some reason. Anyway, because nothing in this world makes any sense anymore. That's why he's making speeches about trade policy by giant. Maybe we're trading giant tires. I don't know. I hope there are probably tariffs on the tires. Anyway, there's elements of the U.S. trade policy that Canadians don't like. No kidding. That's an understatement. And the audacity to say that, like that's unreasonable. This is a recurring thing. Like, I'm seeing this over and over again. Because like I said, I try to watch a couple of these. Like, I try to look for this stuff. Like, because I'm an American, and I want to see our American representatives, our American government, doing good work, making logical decisions. I want to see their thought process. This affects me. They represent me. I want the U.S. to make good policy decisions. So I want to understand what we're saying and where we're coming from. And as an American, man, when you really start paying attention to this stuff, it's insane. Like, it actually makes you question everything. I feel bad for Canada for having to even put up with this stuff, because it's so... Put aside the fact that it's harmful. We're causing harm to Canada. It's just annoying. It's just so disrespectful and like baffling and stupid. Let's be honest. To say, like, for American trade reps to get up there and be like, I don't know why Canadians are so upset about our trade policy. I don't know, because our policies are literally designed to harm Canadians? Maybe that's why they don't like it. What? I don't know.
Term elections.
There are elements of U.S. trade policy that they don't like. Part of that is because they've had completely free access to the U.S. market for many decades.
And then the audacity to say that. Like, we're doing Canada such a big favor. You guys should be on your hands and knees thanking us for giving you unlimited access to the American market, to the U.S. market. You're so lucky to have us. What the hell does that even mean? We should be so lucky that other countries want to participate in our market. We need other countries like Canada to buy our stuff and use our services. And we need you to sell us things. We need you guys to create a marketplace. So, the audacity for him to be like, yeah, Canadians have really had it good. Like, they don't even know how lucky they are. They've just had this unlimited free access to the American market. Like, that's a That's a benefit to us too. Don't say it like we're doing Canadians some huge favor. You really can't make it up.
The United States at this point, we're trying to control our borders, whether it's for immigration, for imported goods and services, whatever it is. We're trying to get a handle on that.
What is he even talking about? It really reminds you. A lot of Americans, I remember personally, growing up as a kid, I didn't think very much about our government. The only thing I thought was man, the U.S. government, like me as a little teenager or a little kid, I thought, man, the U.S. government, it must be filled with really smart people. Man, because America, the land of the free, the home of the brave, we are the best country in the world, the most prosperous, most powerful, strongest. That's what we're taught. So as a little kid, I was like, man, the American government must be full of geniuses. Oh, man, this is good. Life is good. And then just go back to being a kid or whatever. And there's a lot of Americans who keep that way of thinking their entire adult life too. And then it's especially now, if you bother to take a look at what some of these people, American representatives, really are saying when they put a microphone in front of them, when you actually listen to the words coming out of their mouth, it's disturbing, because you're wait, no, the U.S. government can't be filled with idiots. No, but it's it's just people at the end of the day. It's just people, and people are flawed and have weird, crazy opinions. And of course, a diversity of thoughts and opinions, and even hearing the wrong opinions can be beneficial and cause you to think, and it can be good, but not, I think objectively, the words he is saying are dumb and wrong and bad. So, take that for what they will.
So we're having what I would call constructive negotiations with the Canadians.
Greer added that Canada will need to drop 25% tariffs on American steel, aluminum, and certain motor vehicles before talks can continue.
Whoa. That's news. That's our stance? Oh my God. No wonder these negotiations aren't going anywhere. As a matter of fact, the US and Canada have been having trade negotiations for months and months and months on end that have gone nowhere. I can't remember the last good news about this. And it's easy to see why. Our stance, our trade rep is saying Canadians need to get rid of the retaliatory tariffs, right? These are tariffs that are a response to our tariffs. So you guys have to stop retaliate. Don't you dare retaliate. You better lay down and let us hit you with the tariff stick. The tariff. You're gonna like it. You're gonna you wanna be tariffed. Let us tariff you. You just gotta lay down and get whomped with the tariff stick and not do a thing about it. And don't you dare say one thing in retaliation or fight back. That's our stance. It's so no wonder this is going nowhere.
Those measures themselves are retaliation for American tariffs of 50% on the same goods.
Mm-hmm. Composure is the right attitude here. If you want to get a deal...
That, I can't help but find that funny. Just this guy, he's right. He's we must stay composed. This is why I could never be part of the government, because I feel like I'm anything but composed right now. And he's our biggest strength is composure. But I'm the American. Maybe it's Canadians who are being composed very admirably.
That's going to last. You got to get one that's going to work. And right now, we just keep buying the opportunity to talk some more. That doesn't give us anything.
Barry Appleton says fixation on the August 19th date only gives the U.S. more leverage. He says it's not likely Canada gets a comprehensive deal in the next few days, but argues the August 19th deadline is nothing but a negotiating tool to put pressure on Canada.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's a good point. Like, it just feels like the U.S. is doing everything in our power to put everything on our terms, which, don't get me wrong, I understand how negotiation and trade works. Like, from stuff as important as trade, international trade relationships, all the way down to buying a car or something. There are certain things you want to do deals on your own terms and get the best deal for yourself. I understand that, and that's fine. But there's other things at play here, like the relationship between Canada and the United States. Like, we don't have to treat Canada like garbage. We can do hard negotiations, and both countries can fight for what they want, and we can do it in a cordial, respectful manner of civilized society, just as many countries do every day, all the time, just like we used to do before Donald Trump. We don't, it's like, we can all try to fight for what's best for us, but it's just the manner in which we're doing it that I have a big problem with.
They're putting out proposals that are not as good. They're sort of kicking the tires at the car dealership, seeing if they can get lowball. Canada isn't taking it, but they feel Canada will have to take it.
Yeah, the U.S. is pulling out all these scummy, slimy tactics, threats, like fake timelines. Oh, they're not fake. They're very real, actually. Like, these manufactured timelines meant to coerce Canada into accepting a worse deal based off a threat of hurting the Canadian economy. Like, that's no way to treat your ally.
And only pressure makes diamonds.
Appleton adds he doesn't believe Canada got anything in return for dropping the Digital Services Tax or Online Streaming Act, and if Canada gives up anything else, there should be some kind of guarantee there's at least a process towards getting long-term trade peace.
You want...
Yeah, isn't that also just the damnedest thing? Canada just wants trade peace, just neutral. I mean, from the sound of it, things to just go back to not being insane, like where we don't tariff and threaten Canada. Like, I haven't even heard like Canada is really asking for anything other than the U.S. to stop attacking Canada with trade policies and tariffs and threats. You're just asking us to stop being crazy and trying to hurt you. You're not even asking like more like from us than what should be expected, really. So that's this is insane.
A named item. What is it that we're going to get or give? You need a date. When's that going to happen? And you need a consequence if they don't follow.
Shally Lee, City News, Ottawa.
It kind of reminds me of the war with Iran. Like, we're just doing the same thing everywhere. Like, we went into Iran trying to, we officially trying to stop them from having nuclear weapons or something. And we've made such a mess of that whole situation. At this point, we're just trying to get back to how things were. Because we've screwed it up so badly. We just want things how they... It's kind of like with Canada. I just want things back to how they were. Like, we're just in a worse position than a year or two ago. Nothing. It's just strictly a worse position. So that's also a crazy thing to think about. Like, what was the point of all this? You could really, really bang your head against the wall for hours, and I'm sure some people do. So yeah, this did nothing to, instill any more confidence for me in the American trade representatives, Jameson Greer, Or the idea that we're going to come to some kind of trade agreement in the next day. Yeah, right. Or maybe I'll be surprised. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? But this doesn't give me a lot of confidence in what the US is doing and who we have like in charge of these things. It's not good. It's really not good. So, anyway, if you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment, especially if you're Canadian, you know, hearing your perspective about all this stuff. That'd be cool. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Canadian things that I've never seen, you know, from my American perspective, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching and see you next time.